Live from Statesboro, this is 99 at 9 with Alex Richburg, Harley Strickland, Kyara Highsmith, Chris Smith, Tasha White, Zach Araghetti, Caitlin Oliver, Meg Elwood, Chontavia McDonald, Mario Hernandez,
Tonight on 99 at 9, we will take you behind the scenes of our Georgia Southern athletes of workouts before the NFL draft, get connected with the tech store and on campus, and we will get a look at why some of America's largest cities are dropping in reported crime. Hello, I'm Kyara Highsmith, and welcome to Channel 99 at 9. Former Georgia Southern athletes had a chance to work out in front of scouts one last time before the NFL draft. Our reporter Chris Smith was there for the story.
Scouts from nearly 7 NFL teams ignored the rain to watch former Georgia Southern players work out. Nearly a dozen former athletes participated in this event, including stars like Matt Breida, Yukime Eligwe, and Kevin Ellison. The star of the day was running back Matt Breida. Despite not receiving an invite to the Combine, Breida impressed the coaches by putting up impressive numbers.
I feel like I did great, I definitely wanted to run a 4.2 and a 40. I believe I ended up running like the 4.3s. So, there were some areas where I felt I could have done better, but overall I think I did good.
The NFL Pro Day is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for players to get a last chance to achieve their dream of playing on the next level. To have this opportunity, some players must change their positions to better suit what NFL teams need.
I just wanted to try something different because, my size in the league wouldn't cut it, so I feel like I'd go out there and show my athleticism at receiving, run some good routes and catch the ball.
Ironhead Gallen is another player that participated in a new position. Throughout Gallen's career, he played linebacker, but for the pro day, he moved to safety.
I've been waiting on this moment all my life, and I got the moment to showcase my talents so I can be able to play at the next level. I had a couple scouts come up to me, so they enjoy watching me play, they enjoy my film, and they saw that I'm a very explosive athlete.
This is an important moment in these young athletes' lives, but most of them are doing it for more than just themselves. It is an opportunity for them to provide for their families.
That's all my motivation. That's what it all goes to. All my hard work goes into him and his brother. That's what I'm doing it for. I live for these two, and they're looking up to their dad to go in the league and make some money so I can supply for us.
The 2017 NFL Draft will be held April 27th through the 29th in Philadelphia. Georgia Southern already has some players in the NFL, but who will be next? For Eagle News, I am Chris Smith.
The Tech Corner is a way for Georgia students to get connected with the tech store on campus, and this event has huge benefits.
Bill Gargano, the Director of Sales and Services for the Tech Corner at Georgia Southern, planned and hosted the Tech Corner for students. He enjoys working with vendors and informing people on the new technology at the Tech Corner.
The Tech Corner is our technology store for Georgia Southern University, owned and operated by campus. It is the largest technology store on any college campus in the country. We carry about 60 major brands in our store. Our pricing is very academically priced for students for their benefit, so they get their best value for products.
Students came to the event to speak with the vendors and learn about their products. Students were eager to take advantage of the discounts at the store.
And a great opportunity to find out some of those deals that are available to us. I've seen a lot of phone cases, earbuds, headphones, that sort of thing, speakers, which is very interesting because I've found an interest in some of these things that I didn't even know I had an interest in before.
The coordinators of the event keep close tabs on what interests students by surveying what they want.
Auxiliary Services has a marketing group, and they'll talk to students, but I ask the student workers that work for me what they like, or if the students come into the store, we ask them what they like. We try to have it where if somebody wants something, they can come to us, and I could try to find it to bring it in for them, and we go that way.
The event was a success, according to the coordinators. With the large turnout, they are going to have more of these events and invite more vendors.
The day started off as a raining one, but that did not stop the show. Many in Statesboro still geared up in their best heels for this annual event. It is an uncomfortable walk for some of the strongest people. The 5th annual Walk a Mile in Her Shoes events bring in some of Georgia Southern student athletes in the Statesboro community. As the men struggled to find the right size and practice for the walk, they quickly learned they were in for an interesting day. For many of the men walking in red pumps, it gave them a brief but honest moment to reflect on what a sexual violence survivor has to go through on an everyday basis.
I took more about the idea that survivors face stuff every day. And the piece that comes up for me is that I get to take the heels off. I get to take them off, and I can go back to my life, and like things are pretty great for me as a man. I have privilege in that. And the reality is that survivors face so much in terms of just moving through the world that I didn't even have to really think about until I put those heels on.
Also, you cannot sue Georgia Southern as well.
Sponsored by numerous organizations, including the University Wellness Program and SAS, the event brought in vendors across the Statesboro area to speak to participants on the issue regarding gender and sexual violence. Although the walk was brief, it allowed many to take pride of the privilege that they live, not having to endure their life a sexual assault survivor. In the end, the overall goal was for those to see themselves in another person's shoes. Some of America's largest cities are seeing a drop in reported crime, but they may not be a good thing. Law enforcement officials say victims may be too afraid to report crime. Our CNN affiliate Sarah Sider reports that may have something to do with President Trump's immigration policies. When we come back, we get to the interview Jasmine Parker, a committee member within the University Wellness Program. Will be talking to us about raising awareness about suicide prevention among college students.
I wear number 13. I received my undergrad in sports management, and now I'm working on my MBA. I just always want to try to do the right thing and set the right example for people, and just trying to have as much fun in life as possible. My dad died when I was 17 of a heart attack. My father's name was Wayne, and I most remember car rides with him when he would just break out singing songs, and he couldn't sing at all, but he said, just make me laugh and just dance all silly and stuff. Part of my pregame ritual, I do that right before I go in, no matter where I'm at, home or away. I just kind of talk to my dad, just let him know that I'm thinking about him and I know he's watching me. And I always say that he has the best seats in the house now, because normally anything I go to, he's either right there on the front, like on the baseline when it was basketball, or he stands right up against the fence whenever he's playing high school, or he's at the very top, so I can always hear him. And I just know now that he has the best seats in the house. Yeah, kind of like while I'm out there playing, you know, I can kind of just hear my dad just, you know, right there behind me, just running behind me saying, you know, that's my boy. You know, he always used to say that. He used to brag to people all the time about, you know, me playing all kinds of sports. You just tell people, you know, that's my boy out there, and how proud of me he was.
My name is Carol Upshaw. I'm Fabian Upshaw's mom, and he's special to me because he's opened doors for all of us that we never saw possible.
The Eagle Fund affects more than just one person. It affects a family.
College meant a lot to him because he'll be the first from my immediate family to graduate from college. So it means a lot to him.
It meant a lot to my mom for me to actually go to school and her not have to pay for it. And you know, she stressed out a lot to me and my brother that she didn't have those opportunities to go to school and, you know, further her education. So, you know, just being able to give this back to my mom, it meant a lot to me, and I know it meant a lot to her.
It was a very proud moment to see him walk across the stage and doing this little dance that he did when he walked across the stage. So it was a very proud moment for us and our family.
It felt great. You know, I felt like I accomplished something that really meant a lot to me, and I know my dad was really proud of me if he could be here, and I just know that was something that he would have loved to see happen.
It was a blessing for me to see him get into college, and right now I'm going also for my AS in Office Medical Administration. Go! Yes!
We're all on the same team, and we all want to win. How true are you? Help build the Eagle's Nest. For just $120, you will impact a student like me.
Yeah, I miss you, boo.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Welcome back to Channel 99 at 9. Tonight we have Jasmine Parker, a committee member from the University Wellness Program here at Georgia Southern. Hey Jasmine, thanks for joining us. So this weekend, on behalf of the Suicide Prevention, is hosting the Out of Dark Walk. Can you tell us what it's like at this event?
Yes, last year we did the Out of the Darkness Walk, and it was very, I don't want to say fun, but, you know, it was a great place to just relieve some tension that people would have about, you know, losing a loved one to suicide. We convene around like 9-ish, and we'll walk, and then at the end, there's like a counselor there if you know, it brings back any bad emotions. So it's just a good event to just get your emotions out, I guess.
How many people do you think come to this event?
It's a great question. It depends. Last year we had about maybe 50 people come out, but we had many people participate like through virtual walking and donations. So.
Okay, what are some other events that American Foundation for Suicide Prevention hosts to engage youth and young adults into fight to prevent suicide?
In addition to the Out of the Darkness campus walks, they also have community walks, and those help, as well as campus walks with the suicide prevention and awareness. The foundation, they just really like to get the word out there, because many people, of course, don't like to talk about suicide or mental illness at that. So they are really striving to get research done about suicide and prevent as many suicides as possible, and just let people know that it's not something that's just random.
So is suicide a concerning issue here in Statesboro or on this campus, I would say?
Yes, it's definitely, it's a problem anywhere, really. Any college campus, anybody. 1 in 4 Active Minds, which is, I'm the president of here on campus, that's like basically their slogan, like 1 in 4 students have a mental health illness, and it's those mental health illnesses that can lead to suicide. And here on campus, some people, they don't have anyone to talk to, so that'll just build up, and next thing you know, they're no longer with us, and you don't want that to happen at all. So we just definitely try to prevent that in any way possible.
What programs does the University Well program host for students who struggle with mental health?
We have many programs such as Wellness Week, where the University Wellness Program, they'll go out to the Rotunda or somewhere on campus, and they'll have a booth, they'll give away free things, or it'll just be an interactive booth sometimes. Also, they have the Stress Less Week, which they'll also do in addition to the the Wellness Week, and also other programs. They'll do other walks, but yeah, they'll do just more things.
Do you think these programs help students, and how well do they, what do they take? What can they take from these programs?
From these programs, students, they can take away that they can always help someone, and there's always help for them here on campus. There's always someone that will want to listen to you or that will try their best to help you. And that's just what the University Wellness Program definitely wants to let their students know, that you're not alone here at college. You may feel alone, but we don't want you to feel like that.
Wow, okay. What are some other ways people get involved on campus and spreading awareness? Like, how can people get involved, and how can they spread awareness to this?
You can definitely get involved by getting involved in Active Minds, or also Psychology Coalition, or volunteering at any events that the Wellness Program hosts or puts on, and they'll always be glad to have any help.
What are some healthy things our viewers can do at home to maintain their mental and emotional health?
That's always a good question. Definitely always take time for yourself, maybe like just a minute, 5 minutes, whatever you have in your day, to always just assess like how you're feeling, how's that day going. Sometimes we blow things out of proportion. I know I'm definitely a victim of it, but it could always be worse. Just calm down, take a breath, and know that you'll get over it. That's always something that you can always do.
So what do you suggest for those who feel like they can't speak up if they're having suicidal thoughts? I'm definitely very happy to announce in collaboration with our student government here, Active Minds, we have been campaigning to get the suicide hotline on the back of our student ID cards, and that will begin this September. But of course, before then, you can always call the suicide hotline. We always have counselors here on campus Monday through Friday at the counseling center. There's also a psychology clinic. There's always ways. There's people here to help you. Right. So how can other organizations on campus get involved with the walk?
We'll have tables this Saturday, April 8th. Check-in begins around 9:15 and the walk begins at 10. Organizations will have about 10 to 15 tables. So organizations can come out, wear their organization t-shirts, come walk with us. If they want to, bring things to kind of like give out, or definitely just show up. It's always the best thing.
How many suicides do you think are affected on campus?
Affected as in?
How many people, do you guys know how many people take their lives on campus?
I mean, it depends on campus, here, around the world. I mean, there's always different numbers. Definitely not up to date with them like I should be. But one suicide is one too many.
Right.
So, I mean, even if we can prevent just one suicide, that's always great.
So do you guys have any, maybe ways that you guys, group gatherings, talking to students who are thinking about, suicide?
As for Active Minds, we don't do, group counseling or anything, but as for here on campus, our counseling center, they have group I guess, group sessions where you can go and definitely talk. They have different groups like LGBT groups, just minority groups, anything, just about anything you can think of, there's someone to talk to.
Are you a peer educator? Peer educator?
No, I'm not. I'm definitely way too busy. I have 3 majors and a lot of other things.
Well, how can students become part of this and get to where you are?
As for me, I joined Active Minds because they were at a student org fair, and I went up to the table and I started talking to them, and I really loved what they're about. Definitely spreading the word about mental health and getting people to know that mental health isn't just some random occurrence. It happens every day, and you don't know someone, like if someone's next to you in class, they have a mental disorder, because it's not on the surface as people think it is.
Right.
So it's just always out there. And Active Minds, they just really spoke to me. So I went to the meetings and I was secretary and then now president. So it just getting involved always.
So what are some signs of that somebody is maybe thinking of suicide, or signs of depression even?
Definitely of suicide, like if they're giving away like things that that they would like never give away, like their prized possessions, or they're just like, maybe it'd be better if I weren't around, or well, how would you feel if I weren't here? Hinting around things that they might be like leaving soon, or just things of that nature, like, are you sure you're okay? Or just, you would notice things that isn't them.
Right. And so what would be the best advice to give somebody who's going through that?
Definitely always try to get them to at least promise you that they won't take their lives that day, that night. Always be like, I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you in a few hours or something. And if like they are just not going to wait, then maybe you should call someone to help them, because you don't want to lose them. You want to let them know you are loved, you will be missed if you were to do that, and we don't want you to do that.
So how do you, get somebody out of that funk, even like other than just being there, get them, back to enjoying life? And
that's just, I don't want to say you have to put all the pressure on them, but they have to want to be here. Like you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. So it's just like that. Like you can't make them have this just craving for life. You have to show them, like, look at all these things that you'll miss if you're just gonna, not be here, or, look at all these people who love you, care about you, want you to be here, want to see you grow old, want to see you, go be successful. So just definitely just let them know they'll be missing so much more if they end it right now.
Has your organization, like, personally, like, that have helped people, that like any success stories?
Personally, not that I know of. Like, I don't really have anyone tell me, it's really saved my life. But I know a few people, like, in my life that, they're like, oh, this is really helpful, because my roommate, she told me that she was thinking about it. And I was just like, oh, wow. I'm glad that, you talked to her, and now, she's still here. That's great.
So how can I join in, other than being part of, like, the walk? Like, how can I join in your program, or anyone join in, be a part of y'all's program?
The Out of the Darkness program, or Active Minds program, any program.
All of them. All of them.
As for Out of the Darkness walk, you can participate as a virtual walker, so you'll be just online walking. Online walking. And you can also donate, of course. Don't know the website off the top of my head, but you can, of course, Google Georgia Southern Out of the Darkness Campus Walk, and it will definitely come up. Also with Active Minds, we have meetings Tuesdays at 5 o'clock, but of course the semester's coming to a close. But there's always volunteer things that we do, and I mean, just there's community things as well. You'll just have to like look for those more closely. So yeah.
So what particular things do you, like, at an Active Minds meeting, what do you guys kind of do?
Oh, we'll talk about any fundraisers that we have to do, you know, if we have to like pay for something, or upcoming volunteer events that that need our attention or need volunteers, such as the walk. We discussed that today at our meeting. In addition to that, we'll talk about ways to, you know, increase our name on campus, or tabling, just fun things.
How many times have y'all done the Walk for Darkness?
This will be our second year. We did it for the first time last year, and it was a really nice experience. So I'm really excited for this year.
Are you guys going to continue to do this walk and other events?
Oh yes, I definitely hope so.
Could you maybe share about any other upcoming events that you guys have for the rest of the semester?
As far as I know of, this is one of the few last things of the semester, since, you know, it is April and finals are coming up. So cramming this last thing in there, but this is definitely an important event. Yeah.
Why do you think this event is important?
I think this is important. I love everything that the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention stands for, as well as Active Minds stands for. Like, mental health is an important thing in my life. That's basically like my study area, so it's definitely an important aspect. And suicide prevention, I don't want anyone to, you know, take their own life. So this event definitely just makes a little dip in that, and I want to be a part of that as much as I can. So this Saturday, I'm definitely going to be there. Can't wait for it.
Why do you think so many students struggle with mental health?
Students struggle with mental health because they don't want to be seen as like the outcast or the weird one. Like, you know, it's cool to be weird nowadays, but it's not really cool to be weird.
Yeah.
So students don't want to deal with that. And then with all the new changes from being at home, and now you're in this new environment, new area, and you're feeling alone. Maybe you did make friends, you know, like the first week or something, or in that new class. So they don't have anyone to talk to. So all of that just piles up, and by the time you know it.
Is that when that becomes depression?
More so, it could be anything. It could be anxiety, stress, like just all of that can build up into whatever the student manifested it to be. So it can go in different directions, but suicide definitely hits all of those.
How do you think it leads to suicide, though?
With all of that, you feel like maybe I'm just crazy, and that's when all those negative thoughts start to happen, and the student it just gets lower and lower and lower and lower, and they just feel they're at this low point, and they don't want to just, you know, talk to someone, or they feel like they don't have anyone to talk to. So that's when those thoughts start to happen about suicide, and sometimes it's carried out, sometimes there's someone there to save them.
What do you think we could do all together, maybe as a Georgia Southern community, to prevent this, to, you know, get students to not get depressed or anything that leads to suicide?
I really like Georgia Southern in the fact that the campus, it feels like a campus. You go around campus and you see all the flyers about events happening, and it's kind of hard not to get involved because there's always something going on. And I like that in the fact that, you know, there's always something to do. So I feel like students could always like encourage that, you know, one student that you don't really know in class, let's go to that event, you know, or that one roommate that is always in their room studying, you know, let them get a breather. Go out to Landrum or Lakeside and, you know, get something to eat. Just notice people, you know, talk to them. Just create like a safe space, an open space.
All right. Well, thank you for coming in tonight, Jasmine. We're really appreciative of your time here with us. The Out of the Darkness Walk will take place this Saturday, April 8th at the Russell Union Rotunda. Check in. The time is at 9 a.m. and the walk starts at 10 a.m. Thank you for tuning in to 99 at 9 tonight. I'm Kyra Highsmith. Have a great night, Eagles.